So today's dish, hopefully, will come across as a traditional Korean dish called, excuse me if I butcher this, naengmyeon? Is that close enough?
Naengmyeon.
Exactly, thank you. So basically, it's a chilled soba noodle or buckwheat noodle with a Korean spicy, almost a gochujang broth, or tea I call it, and we're basically going to make like a slushy or a sorbet out of it using the nitrogen. Gochujang is a Korean fermented chili paste. They typically age it for months in vats, even years, so it gets that really deep depth of chili flavor. So what we do here is we're just going to take some buckwheat noodles. Basically, we're just going to cook the buckwheat like you would pasta. Boil some water, salt it if you like, and then cook it to like al dente flavor, or till you can throw it to the wall. Season that up with a little salt, a pinch of sugar, and you know, I think for me, food has to be, you should always have that trinity of flavors. Like in Asian culture, you have always sweet, sour, salty. That doesn't mean that every single dish has to be sweet, sour, salty. You have like bitter, sour, tart, umami, earthy. So any dishes that I compose always have these mixtures. I'm actually going to add some watermelon to this dish. I think the watermelon is really refreshing, and it's a new take on this dish. You know, just really balancing the fermented chili paste. We're going to add some enoki mushrooms to give it a little earthiness. Cut some scallions here. Of course, you don't want to cut your finger. So I have gochujang, rice wine vinegar, sugar in here. And what we're going to do is add the liquid nitrogen to this mixture. Now, once again, you got to be really careful with the nitrogen. I mean, it can freeze like the cilantro here. It shatters into like a glass. So we're going to take this, the nitrogen here. And this is actually a quick way. When I was on Top Chef, this is how we would make ice cream. Because you're just allotted a certain, amount of time. And using the nitrogen diversifies your technique, because you can do it like in 2 minutes. Just going to let it spin. And the nitrogen is just going to freeze it. And basically, you want to just hear the crackling of the nitrogen. Then you know that the mixture's done. Okay, so I have my buckwheat noodles, my watermelon, scallion, salt, added the sugar. We're going to mix this together. So you could either make like a slushy, like you have here. Everybody see that? Yeah. Alright, just gonna put dollops of this on top. If you just let this set a little bit, then the granite will, or the slushy will just melt down. A little scallion, some cilantro. There you go. That's the dish.